Championship overall and class positions could be decided on this event. An unusual variety of cars are evident on this event, coupled with an unusual variety of drivers. Car 39 is driven by Teruo Katsuta from Japan. Car 75 is the Sunbeam of Derek Martlew, while Martin Freethorn is seeded 49 for this event. Car 29 is the TR7 of Ken Wood. How did he acquire the car?
The factory, I got it at the beginning of the year. It was an ex-Simo Lampinen car and been used on 3 events, 1,000 Lakes, the Swedish, something like that, and also one in Greece somewhere, wasn't it? Where it met a Peugeot head-on and was somewhat damaged at the front end. However, we managed to repair it. It wasn't too bad, in fact. So that's the basic history. I hadn't done a lot of rallies since before we got it, and we bought it, repaired it, and built it up again.
Is it a winner?
Well, I think it'll do quite well anyway. Up against some great opposition, of course, world-class rally race. We're quite happy to finish, and we'll make a good attempt at trying to get ourselves maybe into the top 10 if we're very lucky.
Hoping for good class positions are Peter Tokley in car 44 and Bruce Lyle, car 58. Who's your main opposition today?
Well, I would think Lenny Morrison today. He's got his ex-Alan Carter car out for the first time, and the Group 1 Escort that he's running, he's been previously Group 4 in the Scottish Championship, so he's now moved on to Group 1. He's a fast man. We'll be looking to see how good his times are compared to our own.
And how do the cars compare?
I don't know. I think knowing Alan Carter's car is probably as good as you're going to get in a Group 1 in terms of power. We tend to be a bit on the slow side, but on the other hand it makes up for it in the handling. So we reckon probably Eaksy Peaksy. We'll be looking to Russell Close as well. He's got his Autosport Championship Group 1 Opel up. He's running about 8 in front of us, so we'll be looking to see his times too.
Okay, well, we'll see you later on.
Right, thanks a lot.
At 5 p.m. on Saturday the 7th of June, Hannu Mikkola led the 113-strong field from the rally start at the RSAC headquarters for the first of many grueling stages on this 4-day event. Leading the ramp at 2 is Stig Blomqvist in the up-to-now ill-fated Saab Turbo. The very quick Opel driver, Anders Kulang, is seeded at 3 in the immaculate Opel Ascona 400. At number 4, and the biggest threat to Mikkola's domination of the British forests, is Ari Vatanen in the second Sutton Cars Ford Escort. Mikkola was off to his usual flying start and took the lead from the word go. As was expected, his nearest rival was teammate Ari Vatanen in the Rothmans-sponsored Escort. Kulang was also off to a good start, and after some early stages was lying in 3rd position. Tony Pond was back in a TR7 hot seat, his first Forest Rally drive for BL since 1978. Already setting excellent times and lying inside the top 10 was Drew Gallagher in the Duckham's Oils Chevette. Another front-runner is Russell Brooks in the Talbot Sunbeam. Brooks was lying 6th overall during the early stages. Punctures were the biggest problem over Saturday's stages, as Donald Heggie in car 20 was soon to find out. Hoping to avoid tyre problems was Andrew Cowan in a Ford Escort. Seated at 14 was past Scottish Rally winner Roger Clark in the TR7. At number 28 was Jeff Fielding and Tony Golding in the Ford Escort. Ex-Group 1 challenger Ivor Clark got off to a good start in his Talbot Sunbeam, seated at 22. New Zealander Alan Carter was still in the old-style Celica. The new version is expected to make an appearance on the Manx. McRae was off to a terrible start, bending his prop shaft on a boulder, damaging a strut, and later his gearbox jammed in first. Terry Cabey in car 23 was hoping the Gremlins didn't attack his Chevette in the same manner. Car 25 is the Escort RS of Mike Jackson. Henry Toivonen in car number 9 was also having problems after having to complete 2 stages with no brakes at all. Ken Wood in the TR7 was finding the car quite a handful over the earlier rougher stages. Martin and John Freestone in car 49 were finding it going a little easier on the Escort and having a steady run. A very important rally for Cine Sport 7, Phillips Crew, Neil Calvert and Dave Reed. A Class win would also give them Class 1 victory in the Sedan Championship. Merton Signs entrant Bruce Lyle set some good class times, but problems hampered their progress later. Determined to give Neil Calvert a run for his money in Class 1 is Ian Harrison, car 78. By Edinburgh Rest Halt, Mikkola had set 13 fastest times out of a possible 17, but not without modifying the car's panels somewhat. Kullang looked impressive during the night and was lying third. Also with body damage, but still lying second to Mikkola, was Ari Vatanen, just under 2 minutes adrift. Brooks in the Sunbeam is getting quicker all the time, but can he catch the likes of Vatanen and Mikkola?
Well, on the Welsh International, which was effectively my first full rally with the car, we were 3-4 seconds a stage behind Ari at the end. We think this is going to augurs very well for the future, and hopefully at the end of the year, with a bit more development, the car is going to be an Escort beater.
And what sort of brake horsepower has it got compared with the Escort now?
This car gives about 235 compared to about 256 for the Escorts.
And it handles well enough to compete with the Escorts?
Yes, we're very pleased in that direction.
Okay, best of luck then, thank you. Back in the Escort after his Fiesta drives is Tim Bryce.
How's it been? Well, it's been very hard. It's been a very wet and windy night, and we've had problems with our lights failing and various things. Luckily we've avoided any punctures, and we've got through every stage without serious delay, so we're looking about 8th overall at the moment, 7th or 8th.
Have punctures been a problem this year so far?
For everybody else, yes.
Okay, well, we hope we continue in the same vein. See you. As the competitors left Edinburgh and headed north to tackle some of the classic stages such as De Villa, Glendevon and Craig Venane, the leading positions were Mikkola, Vatanen, Kullang, Wilson and Brooks. Although Mikkola had nearly a 2-minute lead, he chose not to ease up during the Sunday stages. Stig was lying 6th overall in the Saab and hoping to catch Brooks for 5th position. Kullang held on to 3rd place in the Opel, but the gap between him and Wilson was diminishing. Try as he may, Vatanen could make no impression on the time set by Mikkola. Brooks had problems with the bent steering rack. A tremendous drive by Wilson put him only a few seconds adrift of 3rd place man Kullang. After a slow start, Alan Carter in the Toyota began to move up through the field. A badly misfiring engine was to hold up Martin and John Freestone in their Escort, although this wasn't to be their only problem. Ken Wood and Peter Brown in the Philcom Auto Parts TR7 V8 were also to suffer mechanical maladies.